Peru. I do it at Notre Dame, I do it at MIT. Engineers are great. They work very hard to learn their trade. They are terrific entrepreneurs. My goal is to get a third of the class to consider starting a business. That's it. And sometimes invest with you. When I teach in Canada, and this happened recently, and it really profoundly affected me, and it has me here today as a result of it, it's this simple. These are evening classes, 6 to 9 o'clock. The class is over. The third that are entrepreneurs that hear my message come down to talk. When I speak at these great Canadian schools, these phenomenal institutions that have global brands, robotics at Waterloo, world class, at McGill, engineering and mechanical, chemical, electrical, they come down and say to me, Kevin, listen, can you get me a name at Uber, at Microsoft, at Apple? I'm going to be graduating. I need a job. And I say, wait a minute. You just finished the world-class education provided to you by a great Canadian institution. Why aren't you asking me to give you some money and start a business here in Canada? The answer? I don't want to be paid in dollarettes. I can get a real wage. And I don't want to be taxed at 54.3%. I can't attract anybody to work beside me. I've got to leave. Do you understand what's happening? Can you think about what that means to us as a society? We are no longer competitive. Our governments in multiple provinces and federally have made us an uncompetitive society. This reminds me of the mid-90s when we had the brain drain in doctors. I'm alarmed and I'm pissed because I'm taxed at a ridiculous rate. And then I watch, and I'll give you another example which motivates me. And I'm sorry I can't be more polite, but I'm just telling you the truth. I watched the outcome of Rachel Notley's visit to New York because I'm a global investor. I spent 181 days traveling the world, talking to investors, trying to attract capital to come to Canada, invest in businesses, some of which I own. I watched her make a visit there. And when it was over, she was speaking to at least $1 trillion worth of pension plans and sovereign funds. And all she said to them was, I'm going to raise $8 billion in carbon taxes in my province, and I'm not going to tell you what the royalty rates on ongoing productions are going to be, and I'm not going to tell you, I'm studying it, what I'm going to charge for ongoing new production. If you want to invest, I'm sorry, you're going to have to wait till I decide. The outcome was stunning. I was in the green room of CNBC at the New York Stock Exchange and watched $302 million leave in a matter of seconds. Just check out and go to Mexico, where it was reallocated. And he said to me, let me know when she figures it out. She's an incompetent. It's harsh to say that. It's harsh to say that. But it doesn't diminish the fact that it's the truth. Let me be very transparent with you why I'm here. I'm interested in getting involved in the economic and fiscal policy of this party. By the way, I became a member this week. I felt it would be disingenuous to come here and speak this way without being a full shareholder. Now I am. We can win again. There's nothing wrong with saying we're losers because we are, but that doesn't mean we stay that way. We lost 1 million votes, a lot of them from young millennials. We can fix that. We need to listen to what they say. I enjoy an audience of 10.2 million of them. I get 10,000 emails a month from them. I know what they want. At the same time, as a party, we have to show a different path. You can't just criticize like I'm criticizing without showing a different path. The #1 challenge we have as a Canadian society is to keep those engineers here and all the young people that should have an opportunity to be better off than we were. #1, we need to create jobs. Jobs and jobs. That's the #1 mandate. We have no growth economy right now. We have to fix that. The Trudeau budget, the Morneau budget, is a very bad idea. It is not tied enough to the private sector to actually produce results that will be real jobs. There's a lot of waste in there. My job, so that you know what I'm going to be doing, is using this platform, using my exposure in the media, to shine the light of transparency and performance metrics on all of these politicians, to call them out. It's no longer time to be polite. It's time to ask for performance. You should understand the way I look at politicians. should I become one, you're an employee of the taxpayer. You work for them. You respect every dollar they give you. You don't waste it. You treat it as if it's yours. And you understand the inherent trust they have given you. And above all, you take care of them first. That's your duty. If we want this country to be competitive again, we're going to have to focus on this. But I'll tell you this, what's going to happen in 36 months, and I'll leave you with this thought. 3 things to measure, and I mentioned earlier today. No wage inflation with the Trudeau budget. It's not going to work. He's going to piss away about 50% of it. This idea he's got, and the reason that's going to happen is he's never run a business, ever. He's never made payroll. I mean no disrespect, but that's why this budget looks like the way it does. You need to work with the private sector to create jobs. That's how it works. You have to incentivize them to take their capital and risk it, not the taxpayers. And there are multiple ways to do that, in aerospace, in telcos, in pipeline developments. You just need to know what you're doing. Thank you.